keep the party going. Welcome up your next local celebrity storyteller. Give it up for Nicki Salcedo, ladies and gentlemen.
It's 70 degrees in Atlanta today, and there is ice on the streets. I don't like ice. I don't like cold things. I can feel it in my bones. I'm a Southern girl, but some people will tell you that I'm not Southern. They'll say I'm not Southern because I wasn't born here, but I am Southern. And other people will tell you I'm not Southern enough. I'm not Black enough. I'm not American enough. Spoiler alert, I'm an immigrant. It's 70 degrees in Atlanta today, and there is ice on the streets. My family moved from Jamaica to New York, to Connecticut, to Georgia by the time I was 5 years old. And our friends in Connecticut had a lot of things to say about the South. They said there were going to be fiery crosses. They said people would be backwards. There were children being killed in Atlanta that summer that we moved here. But I was 5 years old. I didn't care about murder or destruction. I was just excited for a chance to ride the train. 46 years ago, I rode a train to Georgia. It left at noon, not midnight, and I was 5 years old. If you've ever been on the train near the window, everything whooshes by really fast, really fast. But if you look off in the distance, you might see like a red farmhouse, or you'll see a field with cows, and it just stays in the distance for an eternity. And that train ride was an eternity for me. But eventually we arrived here in Atlanta, and my dad drove us down Ponce de Leon, and it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. It was green, there was sunlight coming through the trees, there were shadows, and the roads were winding. The roads up north are very straight, and here the roads curve. And we were going towards something called home. But when you're an immigrant, home is a strange thing because you're always looking for it, but you never find it. My new home was a place called Stone Mountain, Georgia. And it is a place that is very dear to me. Stone Mountain is things like the laser show and lightning bugs. And it was kind people and good times. I'm a Southern girl, and it is 70 degrees outside today, and there is ice on the streets. I'm an immigrant. I understand that people like to intimidate and maybe make other people feel less worthy, but that's not how I grew up. And what's funny now is I have friends in Atlanta who will not go to Stone Mountain Park because of a carving on the face of a mountain. And for perspective, so the carving went on the mountain about 100 years ago, and for perspective, this piece of granite that erupted from the earth 350 million years ago. And people won't go today because of some scratches on the rock face. I'm just a Southern girl and an immigrant. Years ago when I was pregnant with my first child, I stayed pregnant for a really long time with all of my kids, so I was like overdue. The kids were well done. It was like a hard-boiled egg. And there are things you can do. There was a restaurant in Marietta where you could go eat the eggplant parmesan, and they said you'd have a baby in 48 hours. So spoiler alert, it doesn't work. There are other things you could do, but my mom said, well, why don't you and your husband go to Stone Mountain to take a walk. And she knows I love Stone Mountain. It's a favorite place. And so my husband and I went to Stone Mountain, 22 years ago, and I was heavy with child. I was that person who people would approach me, they would say, "Are there triplets in there?" And they would touch my stomach, and it got to the point where I would say weird things back, like, "It's a litter of puppies." And I would say, "It's a tumor," and then see people like freak out and run away. But that Saturday at Stone Mountain, we chose a path to hike, and you can choose, it's like 1 mile, 3 miles, 5 miles. You can climb to the top of the mountain. It's like being on another planet. But you probably shouldn't do that when you're 9.5 months pregnant. So we're walking around the base of Stone Mountain, and you see people on bikes and rollerblades, and you see people taking pictures. You see people with strollers, and you hear Spanish, and you hear Japanese, you hear German. You see people from all around the world, and they feel the magic of this place. And everyone said hello to me. It was, "Hi, good morning, hi, good morning." And not just to me, I could see people up ahead saying hello to each other. I could hear it behind me. And after walking for way too long, an hour, hour and a half, I was exhausted. But it wasn't my feet that were tired. It was my face from smiling. And so I think about being a Southern girl. I'm an immigrant. It's 70 degrees outside and there's ice on the street, but I don't like ice. I like warmth. I like fire. And instead of those things that are cold and keep people away, I think about those fireflies. I think about that farmhouse in the distance. And sometimes I'm driving on the highway and I see Stone Mountain. There it is in the distance. I love it. And so tonight, today, forever, I'll keep the magic of 350 million years with me. Thank you.
Give it a round for Nicki, ladies and gentlemen.